Hello, I'm Iulia Barta, medical herbalist from the Revitalize Clinic, and I'm here to speak to you today about the best natural remedies to help you sleep better. Especially this time of the year when it's getting dark early, when we're spending less time outdoors, the anxiety can creep in and our sleep can be affected. So, I'd like to start with a couple of cases actually. Last week I saw a 63 years old female patient, and she had been struggling for the last couple of months with insomnia. She had gone back to work, and she found that she was waking up very early in the night, and it would take her 3 to 4 hours to fall back to sleep. Her mind would just start racing, and then following from that she would get quite fatigued and more stressed, and it's such a vicious circle. And she had tried some sleep medication from her doctor, only for about a week or so, but she didn't want to become dependent on it, and she found she wasn't feeling very refreshed either. She was quite drowsy in the morning. When she came to see me, I advised her to make sure she limits caffeine intake to the first part of the day. Caffeine can stay in our blood, in our body for over 8 hours, and especially as we get older we might become more sensitive to caffeine, so that includes dark chocolate and green tea and normal English tea. So try to keep that to sort of 2 o'clock in the afternoon max, and maybe skip the 5 o'clock tea and see if that helps. Besides that, magnesium deficiency is very common nowadays, especially if our sugar intake is quite high, and if we're someone who's quite anxious, magnesium can be one of the first nutrients to go. So you might find that eating foods high in magnesium, such as almonds and dark chocolate earlier in the day, or taking a magnesium supplement would help with that. And one of the nicest and easiest ways to up your magnesium intake is to have an Epsom salt bath. So get in touch if you'd like to find out more about that. Also, in terms of natural remedies, such as herbs, for this particular patient, let me find the prescription. I used a tincture, one of these liquids behind me, so they're herbal extracts of different plant parts. In her case it was passion flower. You might know that those beautiful blue flowers, passion flower. The Passiflora incarnata species is used for insomnia. It's a lovely sedative herb without the sort of drowsiness side effects of medication. So it was half passion flower and half it was California poppy. The Latin name is Eschscholzia californica. And again, you might have those growing in your garden. You might recognize them. California poppies, beautiful orange flowers, and the whole top part of the plant is used, and you can make herbal tea with that, or a tincture extract. Yes, and she was to take a teaspoon right before bed, and another teaspoon if waking up too early. And when I last saw her, she said that despite being back to work and work being quite stressful, sleep had definitely improved, and she was still waking up, but she wasn't awake for as long, so she was able to fall back to sleep quickly after taking the mix. She actually said she could feel a warm glow when she took it, and it was quite relaxing. And she found she only needed to take it some of the days, and that would help her get back into a more restful sleep pattern. Yes, and also we often suffer from sleep issues if there's something on our mind, so it's important to have a bit of sleep hygiene. So that means before you go to sleep, perhaps you might write down any worries or any thoughts that are on your mind, something to look at in the morning, when we are better focused, and we can use our morning adrenaline and cortisol to deal with that more effectively, rather than having those thoughts in our mind. You might also find it helpful to make sure you eat regularly. Hypoglycemia, so when your blood sugar levels go low, is also another common cause of sleep issues, especially if you're having dinner quite early. It might be good to have a sort of carbohydrate fatty snack in the evenings, perhaps some oat cakes with almond butter, just to keep you going. Yes, so other herbs that you might be familiar with: valerian, one that's been studied extensively, very effective. Again, we tend to, as medical herbalists, we tend to use these sort of liquid extracts, tinctures, because you get a much more concentrated herbal medicine in a teaspoon of tincture versus, you would need perhaps a whole cup of herbal tea, and then you might have to wake up for a wee. So but if you're quite stressed during the day, a lovely herbal tea of skullcap and valerian, maybe some lemon balm as well, some chamomile would help to keep the anxiety levels manageable. It's also really important to get out there every day and have some fresh air and get some sunlight, or this sort of what should we call this grey light we're getting at the moment, but just get that on your face, on your eyes, especially early in the morning. That can help to regulate our circadian rhythms, our sleep-wake cycles. Whereas if we spend a lot of time indoors, then our bodies can get a bit confused, and if we have bright lights in the evenings, that's not very helpful. We need darkness to produce our sleep hormone melatonin. So you would like to, if you're struggling to fall asleep, if it's taking you quite a long time, just really make sure that all the lights are dimmed in the house, that you reduce the brightness on your phone to a minimum, maybe even install a blue light filter, something to look into. Blue light is the sort of light that we get from LEDs, light bulbs, from screens, and it just really disrupts our melatonin. And melatonin is really important. It's been shown to have even cancer prevention benefits. It's a great antioxidant, so we want to make sure that we let our bodies produce as much of that as we need. Also, to boost your melatonin production, you might want to eat morello cherries, or sour cherries, tart cherries you call them, in the evenings. Again, they're high in melatonin. You can get them frozen sour cherries, they're really nice, and maybe even with some porridge. Also, kiwis are quite good in the evenings, and pistachio nuts, very good snack to have before bed. So if you're struggling with sleep issues, or anxiety, depression, fatigue, please do get in touch. I'm very happy to help, and I have a lot of experience with all these issues. I'm also just thinking now of another patient. She was going through medical induced menopause, and she was really struggling with hot flashes and insomnia, literally up every hour. She had to go into menopause straight away because of sort of breast cancer treatment. So she was really, really struggling. She couldn't have extracts of using alcohol either, because she had hepatitis as well. So what we did was we used a specific type of magnesium supplement and evening primrose oil, as well as these gentle but effective lifestyle recommendations. And she did so much better. And our sleep is just essential to our health, to our immune system, to our happiness, to our energy. So if you're not sleeping well, please do get in touch, and I'll be very happy to help. As you can see, I'm quite well rested. Okay, well, lovely to chat to you. Get in touch with me through Revitalize, and have a lovely day.